Hello, Count Sake here, back with another Minecraft video. This is actually the first time I'm actually showcasing and doing a tutorial for someone else. This is someone else's door. I did not make it. And that amazing person is, let me actually get his head out. His name is Exojet. A lot of you may know him. I'm pretty sure, I hope you do, because if you don't know him, he's an amazing guy. He's really good at compacting it. Yeah. And we actually have a 5x5 slime block door. So basically, this is it. It works. Here's the closing. Here's the opening. So yeah. Yeah, at first I was a little upset that he beat me, but then I kinda got over it. I knew I was gonna be beaten in some way. I have to admit, this setup was very, very smart. And who else could have made it this size than Mr. Exojet? He actually gave me permission to upload this video. I actually asked him if I could upload a video on this for him, because he actually told me he wasn't really going to be uploading anymore, but so I kind of asked if he wanted, if I could, upload the door, because I really like the 5x5 slime block door, because it's a slime block. It's been what I've been able to compact for a while, but then eventually this guy beat it. Fun fact, Nyxis, I don't know how to say his name. Nyxis, I don't know. He beat my smallest one, my quote-unquote smallest possible, and well, yeah. And then later on, Exojet, he made it even more compact, and now it's smallest. I don't know how this can be beaten any smaller, now, but we don't know. We just have to wait and see. So basically, it is 10 long by 15 tall, which his volume is 150. So yeah, I'm really thankful that he's letting me do this, because I didn't expect to actually even get permission to do this, because I thought he's still, yeah. But anyway, let's actually get on to the tutorial of this thing. So basically for the setup, you're going to want to do is just place your unmovable blocks like so. Okay, I'll show you. There you go. This is how your unmovable blocks are gonna look like if your own. Well, this is not including the door frame on both sides. I'll show you that in a bit. So basically, what this is you place slime blocks like so. Two sticky pistons like this. On top, you're going to want to do is place 2 rows of 3 slime blocks. Then place 3 sticky pistons facing downward on top of those. Now what you're going to want to do is on both sides, you're going to place 3 sticky pistons like so. Oh, wait, hold up. This is one up. I'm sorry. This is one up. So I think it's like, oh yeah, it's just this. And then you just place sticky pistons like so. So yeah, that's your setup. So now let's get into the wiring. I hope I can remember it. Well, I'm gonna start off with the top. You're just gonna place blocks like so. And a comparator set up like this with a redstone in the middle. Now what you're gonna want to do is place a sticky piston with a redstone block like so, and place 2 hoppers facing into each other. One of them has the one that's facing in this direction has to be on top of the redstone block. So inside of this, you're gonna need one unstackable item and two stackable items. It has to be placed in this order, I believe. And yeah, it has to be placed in that order. Yeah, I'll explain later. But yes, now what you're gonna want to do is place obsidian like so. Get out a repeater, place a 2-tick right here with a sticky piston facing downward with a redstone block on its face. Okay, once again I'll explain this later. I'm just going to do the tutorial. And then what you're going to want to do is place 2 blocks off to this side like so, and sticky piston with a redstone block on its face facing downward. Place 2 blocks like so, 1 redstone dust there, and 1 repeater. If you test this out right now, this should actually... Oh wait, no, it actually should not. It will not work. So what you're going to want to do is place a downward piston Exojet. Apparently I think he had it like this, but it doesn't seem to work very well, so I think I'll just do this, and then there you go, fix. Now next thing you're going to want to do is place a block there with a two ticks. And then this like so. And then place blocks like that. This ghost block? Yeah, it is. Okay. What this is pretty much now is these top 2 piston. Well, yeah. These 3 plus this plus this. So yeah, let me just now get over here where things might be where I'm starting to forget things. So I'm gonna actually close the door. Place a block right there with I'm not gonna put that right there yet. I think this has to be 2 ticks. Let's check. Yep, 2 ticks. Okay, so then right here you're gonna want to do is place a block right here with redstone on top. Sorry, I kind of don't really remember this too well. Okay, then you're gonna do is place a block right there, and place a dust right there, and with a sticky piston with a redstone block. Then place an unmovable block here with redstone dust. Now you might notice that this is not done. So what you're going to want to do is place a block right here. To make this a little easier, you could do this. And then right next to this redstone block, you place a block like this, and then it blocks like so. I'm going to get out some torches. Torch right there. And torch. Right. Torch right there. Oh, wait, no. Torch right there and a torch right there. Because I forgot, this is not powered. So, and then when you power it up, now the whole door should be complete. Now it looks a little strange, I know, but let me actually put a door frame around this, and things will look a lot more easier to spot. So yeah, let me put this door frame. There you go. Perfectly working slime block door. It is amazing. Okay, I'll explain to you what I can understand from this. So yeah, let's get on. Whoops. Let's get on to the explanation. Okay, so I'm gonna explain these 2 things. These are the most complicated parts of the door, and these are obviously the hardest to understand. So let's get into the top. So basically, what happens is that when you flick this lever, this redstone block will move over here. But while this is moving over here, this piston gets updated since this moves, but since the redstone block is moving, it can't power the piston while it's moving. So what happens is that when it starts to move, this one will pull up immediately. Well, it will just pull up. And when this goes here, the item, this wooden sword, will flow into this hopper, and the wooden sword will go there. Basically, it will power all of these, because as you know, a lot of you should know, is that when a hopper, when you get when you do it like this, it gives out a signal of 3. Well, what this is basically doing is kind of almost exactly the same thing, except that there's a comparator in the middle. It still releases out a signal. It kind of conserves. Well, basically, it still releases a signal of 3, but the thing is that this one is a signal of 3, but then it goes into the comparator. It still sends out a signal of 3, 2, 1, and then 0. So yeah, it still releases 3, but we're extending it a little bit. So yeah. Now let's get into. So yeah, all of this is powered. So okay. So what it's gonna look like is that once this sword flows into this hopper, this redstone dust will turn on. So obviously, this gets powered. But like I said, this one gets pulled up. So then it actually kind of does this because after that, because this is already all powered, so this will be powered doing this. So now let's actually get into the closing of this. Including this dirt, it also flows into that. So actually, let's see that in action. So yeah, that's basically how it works. So let's see that again. Okay, now to explain the opening. So the opening, let's leave it closed. So what happens is that the same thing. When you unpower this lever, what happens is that this redstone block begins to move back. Although there's a little strange problem, apparently. Apparently if you do not have this piston that I had right next to it, apparently this would not pull up this redstone block. It would stay like this for some odd reason, and then the block would just be like, so I'll show you. See, it doesn't work. But apparently in the opening it works. So basically that's what this piston here is for. What it does is that this is being updated, but this lever, this input right here, is actually giving a bud to this what is it called? Piston. And when this begins to retract, this piston's movement updates this piston and causes this one to also update. So then it also brings up the redstone block now. So yeah, but before that, I'll say this: the items like this, it will first move this sword back in, the unstackable item back into this hopper, because well, the redstone block is no longer preventing them from moving back and forth. So, but as you may know, so let's actually make our little thing here again. The old 3 signal. So what happens here is that since it powers 3 signal, let's actually add this again. We only need this much. Okay, this is all. We only need up to this much because, well, you don't really need it. So what is happening is that let's actually add another item into this. This will be showing you how this looks like. So let's say this wooden shovel goes away. So what happened? What happened? So basically, this redstone, this item in here that's not stackable, that is stackable, I mean, is not able to give a strength as strong as the unstackable item. So what happens is that this retracts along with this unpowering and this unpowering, and then this pulls up this. Then what I explained here with all the buds and updating the pooling of redstone block happens. This powers, retracts this, and then what happens here is that there are two items in this actually, so it gives a little bit more delay, because if you leave it at one item, these two will retract at the same exact time, and it won't really do it. If they retract at the same time, this thing would not be able to fully retract. So what happens is that after this, the whole thing turns off. So let's actually see that in action. There you go. And, it may be a little difficult to see, but let me show you it again. What is happening here? This gives a stronger pulse than this. Since items on the far left leave the hoppers first. I don't know how many people know this, but hoppers on the left will be the first ones to move out of the hopper itself. So no matter what, the sword will be the first one to leave. So it will always end up with turning off all this. It will always end up with this. Only this is powered. This is unpowered. Yeah. Although if you were to put the dirt there, the problem with that is that the sword gives a pulse, gives out received by compare, gives out a pulse enough, still strong enough to power this. So if we actually switch these two around, the whole entire door, it looks fine at first, but if you notice, turn off the door, these seem to be out of sync, because these items moved away first, and since this one gives out a stronger signal, all of this redstone is still powered, and this piston is still powered, meaning this one is still extended. So basically, it's the wrong timing. So what we have to do is put it in that specific order. So now let's get on to this. This one might not look as complicated, but it's actually very clever. Although a lot of you might be a little confused with this, but I'll explain it. So in the closing, the first thing that happens, this powers and this extends. But then when this extends, this turns off. But when that turns off, this retracts, causing this to power, so it extends. But two repeater ticks from flicking this lever, this will turn on, causing so when this gets pushed up, this gets pushed up along with it. But when this is powered, this would also do the complete extension. So yeah, like that. Very simple. Okay, so now let's get into the opening. So the first thing that happens, this unpowers, this retracts. But the next thing that happens is that this turns off, this retracts. But then this extends, and this causes this to retract it back here. But as you know, this redstone is up here powering this redstone. So how come the piston, it doesn't do its usual thing, what it's supposed to be doing, extending? Well, this kind of has to do with buds. The thing is that, yes, this is powering... Okay, let me just retract it. Yes, this is powering the piston, but if you actually update it, it'll actually extend. and do what every thing is supposed to. And what's the bad thing about this is that you cannot put it back, or else the door will it will extend. The only way to fix it is actually to do this and then place it back like that. So that, which is actually why I kind of wanted to take this out before doing some stuff here. So yeah. The thing is that since this redstone dust, it is powered, but the thing is that when this is brought into position, it kind of doesn't. Let's just say it's kind of sleeping. It's not paying attention, so it does not power up. So what it ends up is it's actually being butted. Basically, this is what kind of happens with updated pistons. They're kind of sleepy. They don't know that they're actually being powered. It's only when like something else happens, like the piston movement around it, something very close around it happens, it will actually be able to realize, oh, I'm actually being powered, or I'm actually being butted. I should probably extend or something. But since this is not receiving any updates while it's in this state, and I hope it should not be able to receive any updates, because, well, unless you're building exactly around it, then yeah, that's a problem. But it should not be. But the thing is that as long as you don't update it, like you don't place any blocks around it, or you don't put a piston around it, you don't do anything with it, it'll be fine. This will be fine. I do not know this door to break. I have never seen it break. But the reason why this doesn't extend when this extends is because this dust turns off, so it can't power it. So it's like, oh wait, I'm powered. Oh wait, no, I'm actually not powered. That's pretty much how it works. So it doesn't actually extend. That's kind of how it works. Redstone block over on this side is actually just to power this. That's what this is for. It's just like when this gets pulled up, this turns off, powering this here. So yeah, that's what it does. Very simple. But let me actually explain what the heck this is here. You might notice that when you actually close the door, this piston does not move or anything. So how come this piston extends? There's nothing updating it. Well, I wouldn't say that's correct. This repeater right here is actually updating it at the right time. So basically what happens is that, I'll tell you this, before this can extend, this has to extend outward. It has to be at least the two pistons have to at least be extended before the sides can push out. That's the thing. Now, you need some delay, so using the delay of this repeater, you get a bit of delay, but when this is powered, once this turns off, or once this turns back, once it turns off, it extends. So the amount of delay needed is right in this right in this redstone repeater. That's basically the entire door. Once again, I really would like to say that this is not my door. This is Exojet's door. I really want to make that clear, because I don't want to end up having someone say, hey, that's not yours. But the thing is that, well, I'm probably even going to get some in the comments too. But the thing is that the 5x5 slime block door is actually a very special door to me, because, well, it's kind of the first door I was really able to. It's kind of the first door I was really able to come back. And eventually, coming onto the Synergy server, I met a lot of really good and awesome redstoners. So yeah, and Exojet, he's being an amazing guy. Well, that's about it. So, yeah. Thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed.